Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are across this great wide world of ours. I'm going to continue this discussion concerning the BIA. And a couple of times I might sneeze or even cough due to my sinuses. But the point that I want to make about this is, I've been reflecting on this and thinking about this, and it's part of my other channel that I was talking about assessing my goals and objectives and where I see things going in life. And the goal is, I really think the best thing to do with the Bureau of Indian Affairs, which from this point forward, I'm going to call the BIA, is defund the BIA and create a new system for the indigenous people of the United States. The point is, I just I watched a movie, though I find it very interesting. It was done out in Old Tucson in 1963. It was probably done in 1962, 63. And it's called McClintock with John Wayne. And then I always like seeing the portrayal of Native Americans in that movie. And it talks about the Comanches and a few of the other aspects of it. It kind of dehumanizes, though John Wayne tries to humanize the Native American tribes. It still comes across because it's this stereotype the Native Americans is somewhat out of touch, out of scope, as people that are not civilized. And the point that bothers me about this is because this is cliche. They could really, this was established by Western Europeans. How you dehumanize a person is the way you look at them and say they're evil and they have no reason to exist. Hitler did this. And I honestly, to be honest with you, I see this right now with the political situation here in the United States, because we have two polar opposites going on: the ultra conservatives and the progressives, and they dehumanize both sides. And really, as a society, we need to build that bridge, because there's nobody is wrong, nobody is right, but we need that positive dialogue, and that's part of the issue that I want to say that we need is a positive dialogue, because we've come to the point that it is quite evident with the attempted assassination of former President Trump. You could see how blotched up that was. We see blotched up incident things within the FBI, and we see and honestly I see that incompetence within the BIA, in that we've got 12 divisions of the BIA, regional divisions. And quite honestly, we don't need the 12 divisions of the BIA. We can break that down into one, maybe four, possibly even just three, and then being able to take and move the main headquarters out of Washington, D.C., because really, to me, there's that disconnect there. It really isn't helping Native American tribes at all. And there's still this historical drama or this mistrust in the federal government. And yet we call the BIA and a lot of organizations, and I've talked about this, and I try to do a letter, op piece, which I will probably refurbish that again and send off to the New York Times, the Washington Post again. I'm going to tweak it a little bit probably tomorrow. I normally work Friday, Saturday, and Sundays, but I may have to work tomorrow. We'll see. But the point on this is I'll tweak it and send it out again, because really what we're doing is we call the Bureau of Indian Affairs, and a lot of people have got written over, like Cleveland Indians. We talk about the Washington Redskins. A lot of these people, have taken the way, and though it is more PC, I just don't think that classifying Native Americans as Indians is really fair to them. And it's not really fair to the United States as well, because really we've moved well into the 21st, 22nd century, and really we have to look at we have all these costs. We're funding a war in Ukraine, which technically, wrong or right, is taking a lot of the budget up. And then, if we can condense the BIA and able to get that more funding to the people without having the top heavy cost on it. And I always believe an organization that's top heavy will eventually have a demise to itself, because the fact of it is that the people on the top don't worry about what the people on the bottom are doing, or what is the rationale. The case in point is what I see right now with when Biden resigned and then Harris became the quasi new president, for the 2024 election, president, I guess you call president nomination. It's really, they didn't count on the people, the DNC, the people on the bottom, the ones that do the hard work, or the ones that do the donations. You had the people on the upper echelon make that decision. And I really don't think that's the right thing to do with the people. And if I was one of the people that were on the delegate, especially within the DNC, I'd be rather pissed right at the moment, because the fact of the matter is I have somebody in a democracy telling me who I should pick and whatever. And it's really not a democracy in that way. Same case in point. We're doing this to Native Americans as well, is where we're dictating to them where they live, force them on reservation, dictate to them, their funding, their all the other stuff, and that funding and all that should come down from the United States, but should be going to the tribal leaders themselves amongst the tribals. I believe there's like 352 recognized tribes, and I'm willing to bet that we have too much administrative cost, and we probably have PAC money that goes to the BIA. So it's just really a waste of funding. That money could be going to a different setup, and a new bureau would be called, I don't know, Bureau of Natural Reserves or something, and Nature Reserves or something, and totally get rid of the name Indian, which to me, like I've said, I really have an issue with that word as it is. And when we think about that, we talk about the Trails of Tears, the Dolls Act, namely those couple incidents I want to talk about, where they force people onto reservations. And then, like I said, with the Trails of Tears, I should say, well, we had Marshall's Court upheld the decision that they should not be forced off their lands, yet Andrew Jackson forced them off their lands, which really was an impeachable offense. But there again, people turned their head on that, and it's the same way. You just can't. I'm a big believer that if you have the knowledge and the know-how, you can't turn your head on things. You got to have to be a servant of, have to give back to society. In other words, be a servant of the government. And for that reason, I think a lot of it, what I know, which I know a lot, and what I read, it dictates that what we're doing right now with the Bureau of Indian Affairs is obsolete and is out of date and needs to be refined. Granted, I appreciate what the Biden and Harris administration have tried to do, but now I'm looking at the Harris administration, and I don't see that there's going to be that many changes in that. I'm not sure about the Trump administration, and this issue is not really a Republican issue or Democratic issue. This is a human issue. In other words, it should be both parties' issue about defunding the BIA and moving forward to cutting cost, creating a more positive atmosphere for the Native Americans, and having them at some point have some kind of respectability for the federal government, because right now the majority of the people have less respect for the federal government because of overall the historical drama they've had throughout the 400, 500 years that white Europeans have settled across North America. So anyway, these are some food for thoughts today. Please hit the like button up at the bottom. Please subscribe to my channel. I'm really going to be pushing this probably starting next week, probably even this weekend. I know we're into Wednesday. I will probably try to get a video out sometime this weekend. Depends on my schedule and everything. So please also, I have books available, Water Quality on the Reservation, Diminishing Casino Returns on the Reservation, both available on Amazon, and they're available. None of my books are very expensive. I've had some agents reach out to me, or so I don't know, so self-publishing companies that say, we can do this and that for your books, but really, like I told someone, they're already published. I don't have to pay a dime. And if you want to do it for free, I have no qualms about that. So anyway. Feel free to email me at bthomasmillerpsych@gmail.com. And folks, I hope to talk to you real soon. Anyway, have a great day and have a great week. Talk to you soon. Bye.